Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And, now I really am out of stages that I can tolerate. What has the other part to the blade armor? Oh, I think it's not you. Please don't be you. I think it is you. So we're going to play... I'm going to play the stage first as Falcon Armor. Infinity Maginian? I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but that's okay. You know, this stage, this music, has a very epic feel to it. What? What's that huge Reploid? You are in the Weapon Center, alright. They have been constructing powerful weapons without the appropriate approvals. How dare they? I mean, they need to fill out that paperwork to get a huge Reploid like this. It's Illumina! Considering that I couldn't pick up any readings of its activation, it must be a nightmare. Nightmare Illumina. Perfect. And we have to find the cables. You'd think this could be a pretty epic battle and epic stage, but no, it's actually very annoying because, well, he's going to be blasting us the entire time, and we're going to have enemies spawning at, well, they're not random intervals, they're timed intervals, but they're very annoying, and they'll fire stuff at us. And we have nightmares, and now it turns into a place where I need to use Meteor Rain, which is his weakness. If I can get it, there you go. So yeah, Meteor Rain is really good against this. And we have a second part where we'll be being chased around. And we have these lasers that are going to fire on us, and they're tricky to dodge, they're annoying. I don't think I can get that. Don't you go after him. No, he's mine. Well, he's not mine anymore. Do I have to go through that first part again? I do. Alright, let's try this again. I'll have to ignore that one Reploid for now. Yeah. The guy up there, I'm not going to get him, at least not at the moment. Well, we'll get these guys. And you really want to make sure you disrupt this one, because otherwise it brings down a wall of stuff that's not nice to you and starts doing all sorts of mean things. Fortunately, the Meteor Rain makes this kind of cheesy. If you don't have that, this just becomes really annoying mini-boss battles. And this is pretty much the stage. Alright, two ways we can go. We can go into there, which I think into there gets us the... Yeah, we'll go into here with X. Because this will get us the part. The armor piece. I think the armor is right back here. Yep. Please be hands for the blade armor. Yes, arm part for the blade armor. And it lets us basically charge up the Z-Saber for a Z-Saber shot, hence why it's called the blade armor, because it's meant to work with the Z-Saber at least a little bit better. We have a bunch of guys that we're going to try to help, and we'll probably fail to help at least several of them. And that one in the middle is probably disappeared now just because the Nightmare was so close to him and targeted him. That is how the annoying effects work. And in there is, what's-his-face, Hymax, which I don't feel like fighting him ever. Yep, like I said, he's gone. And that one might be gone now, too, because that's how fair this game is. And I think at least one of those guys down there has... Oh, I saw him. I think at least one of those guys down there has a decent part, or has a part for us to pick up. Have I mentioned I hate this system? I can save that one still. And I think that's all of them from this area, and I don't feel like battling Hymax, so we're just going to suicide a bunch of times. I'm not going to make you guys watch this, but I'm going to come back here as Zero to finish out the stage, because I think Zero's better at battling Infinity Minginian than X is. Oh, we rescued FFF. And we got some more parts. Ooh, we got the Master Saber, that's a good part. And Blade Armor is complete. Hooray! Alright, let's equip more parts before we go back into that stage. Well, Zero can equip more parts. Here, Zero, equip that. Energy Saber, that's kind of a cool part. Oh, X can equip something. X have an Energy Saver. And there you can see the Blade Armor on the left, which is, it's an okay looking armor. I'm not opposed to it. Where was I just at? Oh, yes, this place. So, one thing I haven't mentioned yet, remember my friend that I've been mentioning in my Mega Man X3 and X5 runs? And I mentioned that he likes Mega Man X6, but doesn't like Mega Man X5 because you can't collect all of the parts, which is a fair complaint, but he likes X6? It doesn't make sense. There's so much poor stage design all over the place. And we can kill Illumina a lot faster than we can with X, so that's one positive thing. Hey, remember that Reploid we couldn't collect before? Well, we're going to fail to collect him again. But every time I talk to him and he talks about how great X6 is, it's like one of his favorite of the X games. And I point out all the flaws of it, all the horrible design within almost every single stage, and he just kind of, yeah, that's even better, he just uses it on the ground, and he just kind of likes to brush it aside, and he's like, well, it's not that bad, and the same thing happened again. He's using that, I'm going to call that the evil Shapuga. It's the Shapuga that, the suicide Shapuga. It's not helpful. Zero likes to it. Do I have other, what other moves did I learn? Oh, Guard Shell, that move sucks. Yeah, that's how you do that. I don't think we were meant to kill him that fast, but the fact that we can is nice. And we finally made it past that part. And he's dead. That wasn't nice. I'm being harassed by that thing. And now we're going to go this way to finish out the rest of the main stage, which is all of one Reploid to save and the boss. But bring my weird friend to this guy. He hates Infinity Minginian. He hates... once I point out his deaths and why it's bad design, why his deaths are being caused by bad design, and why certain nightmare effects are bad design, he gets all really huffy, and he's like, "Whoa, it's still a good game," and yeah, okay, keep telling yourself that. He does really like the shadow armor of X, which is really cool, and I'll give him that. By the way, we're getting a shadow armor for Mega Man X, and you can see where this guy is going to get crazy really quickly. That's the real one. The real one keeps flying back and making other clones. Of course he does. It doesn't help that I think his weakness is the guard shell, which really is not the most usable special weapon. Battling this guy has always been a pain for me. Unless I have, you know, Ultimate Armor X and just Nova Strike him a bunch of times till he's dead. Other than that, I don't have a, never found a really good strategy. My Mega Man X, my Bear Armor X challenge with no upgrades and no special weapons, yeah, it ends with this guy. I can get through the stage with X using special weapons. But battling this guy as Bear Armor X, no, I'm sorry, it just does not work as well as I would like it to. You've got all these clones of What's-His-Face going around. I hardly damaged him. Ah. You have all these clones of him going around. You've got all these green bubbles that come after you. If you spend all your time dealing with that, you'll still take a bunch of damage. And you'll still barely damage him, and you'll die. Or you can just focus mainly on him, and that'll cause you to take a bunch of damage because you'll have all this other crap coming after you. And these clones take way too long. To take out. I feel like it's almost necessary. You never know when he's going to do that. I think the Z-Buster works a little bit better against him. Don't woohoo me. His attacks are really annoying and difficult to dodge. No, I almost had him. Fortunately, though, we can demonstrate this when we continue. We end up back at the boss gate, if we were at a boss gate, or a midway point in the stage we were in. So that's one kind of saving grace from the difficulty of this game. Normally, I like difficult and challenging boss, but this is a guy I've never quite been able to figure out. And I know I've seen people on YouTube, insane people, that have battled this guy and without getting hit and with like Bear Armor X, and those people have lost their sanity in my mind. My evidence is their own video. Yeah, I think really the best way to deal with this guy is the Z-Buster. Stop doing that. I don't want you. Oh, I got him! Yeah, I'll lose my sanity trying to battle that guy without getting hit. Or battling him with Bear Armor X on my special challenge run that I never was able to complete for this game. The other boss I've never been able to beat on that challenge run is Metal Shark Player. Again, mainly because of the stage. Hey, we got the deconverter. I don't want to hear about what he does. He annoys me, that's what he does.